How's it going, everyone? I'm Isle, and today I welcome you back to Ladder Heroes. We have a diamond level game. I've actually got two games today, but the first one is a diamond level game. Our Protoss player here is Wojtis. Oh, look, it's a little Ori and the Will-o'-the-Wisps. That's cute. And then the other player, our Zerg player on the other side, going for a 12 pull. I don't know who this guy is. He sent in the replay. It is, what's this, Isle? I don't know. Some random guy playing diamond. Anyway, what I actually have is a couple of my own replays for Ladder Heroes, because I thought, you know, why not? I had a couple of good games on stream, so I thought I'd talk my way through them and laugh and roast myself along with it. So it was a messed up 12 pull because I wonder if it shows. No, it doesn't show. Lol. Okay, but have a look at this. This is some intense stuff. So Mr. Protoss sees the 12 pull, immediately goes home and low grind hatch. Okay, so it goes straight into a low grind hatch. Now, disclaimer beforehand, this is not my build by any stretch of the imagination. I've seen this from a bunch of other StarCraft creators, and it seemed pretty fun, so I thought I'd, in this session, I was kind of trying it out. The concept being that you do a 12 pull, which avoids cannon rushes, which I get cannon rushed every 5 seconds while I'm playing on the ladder, and puts you really nicely on the front foot. So 10 Zerglings straight up, and then you start poking around. Now, this is some superiorly poor micro, but hey, we're starting to nip away. Zealot takes a swipe at a Zergling. Actually, that's not even enough Zerglings. Needed to have 10. I've only got 8 there. Oopsie. And put a little bit of damage on the gateway, lose a couple of lings for free, and that was an absolutely failed rush. So, theoretically, Protoss player should be in a good position, but hatchery almost done. No nexus, it only comes up now, so delayed nexus, and we have a shield battery and an additional gateway quite early on, plus these two zealots, which are not going to be going across the map to do anything yet. So the concept being is getting the Protoss in a defensive mode is a nice position to be in as a Zerg player. Keep the Zerglings around, make sure that you can avoid any potential adept pushes coming up afterwards. Do a little bit of scouting with the Overlord here, see what is going on, and yeah, from there go into a couple of queens and drone quite nicely with a third base behind this. So this third base is 3 minutes. That's not much later than a normal third, but because of the early aggression, that theoretically should allow a Zerg player to go comfortably into a long session of training. Now, it's very important that you don't really lose lings and that they're in the good position. So Senior Adept is looking for the lings, which are moving around randomly. Who knows where they're going and why they're going there, but hey. But yeah, the important part after this is to get rid of the adepts afterwards. Spore Crawler timings coming up just to be safe against any Stargate things. It is a Twilight, well, Robo into Twilight. And then look at this. Diamond League control. Absolutely horrible. Loses one drone over there. Another one. No, luckily not. Adept does get out. These lings are roaming around, still just trying to catch whatever they can. And at this stage, if we look at the working count, very close. But we should see, again, theoretically, a nice little boost of dronage coming up here as a Zerg player. There's a couple going down. But yeah, so that's the idea. Oh yes, you smack those rocks, zealots. You show 'em who's boss. Those rocks stand no chance. That was a weird way of saying chance. I kind of almost defaulted into saying it very American, chance, but that sounds very unnatural to me, so my brain just kind of went, no, I refuse. Bunch of gateways coming up here for Mr. Protoss and an observer. Robot, wow. Making sure he's got all the observers. followed by a Dark Shrine. Fortunate Dark Shrine. Protoss players, they're so fun. Roach Warren and Evo Chamber. So nice little +1 missile attack, missile roach attack. That's the word. Coming up afterwards. But yeah, the economy now sitting at 51 versus 41. So a couple more drones. In this game, I think I was playing super safe because I was a little bit nervous. Protoss player loses his first observer because he decides to go straight over the hatchery. Not the best play. Lair on the way up behind this to get roach speed as soon as possible. The timings here are a little bit off because the Roach Warren has finished the lair. Should already have been done. But I was macroing like a tonsil, so there you go. Getting some creep spread out. This should already actually have been fully droned. Yeah. I got a little bit scared, so I went with extra Zerglings when I didn't really need to. I got a ton of Zerglings here. And actually, speed is very delayed in this. So it's actually important to keep as many lings alive as possible because that speed, yeah, it's not coming soon. 10 drones on the way, so finally we're going to go up to full 3 base saturation. Our Protoss player here is doing a whole load of I don't know what. Does he have a Warp Prism out? He does. So Warp Prism's got a couple of Zealots and 2 Oracles. And he's gonna start warping in at a very odd location here. Out of range. Okay, so it's not actually DTs to rush, it's DTs to become Archons. Okay. Ton of slow lings here. Just hanging out by the 3rd base. Nice and slow game here. Spire, because why not? Honestly, I don't play Spire often, and in this game I decided to play Spire. And yeah, it was a thing. Overseer Scout to see exactly what is going on. At this stage, Dark Shrine is spotted. And that's the point where as a Zerg player I go poo-poo in my pants. Because DTs can really wreck. Mr. Protoss player, not doing too much. Look at this horrible macro. Oh my goodness. Up to almost 3,000 minerals here. Oy, oy, oy. Ton of roaches coming up. Queen injects are delayed. Ooh. Can I point out how cringe it is looking at my own replays? Oh my goodness. But you know what? That's StarCraft, because when you're in the game, there's so many things to handle that you can't always necessarily keep up. Trying to knock on the door here. Shield battery goes off. Or the super battery at least. And nothing. So in terms of losses, it's 2 observers versus a ton of lings and an overseer. Mr. Protoss is still very slow with his warp-ins. Does he only have 4 gates? No, he's got a ton of gates. Is his supply blocked? But yeah, it's a 20 worker lead at this stage, and you can see the supply is nicely in favor here. Ton of queens coming up. Macro hatchery. And here we go. The Protoss push is on the way. Still not quite spotted. What is that? 3 Mutalisks? Oh, it's up to 11 Mutalisks. At this stage, I spot the Immortals walking across, and it's like, okay, let's see if we can pick them up. Archons run away. Not the greatest control. Yeah, don't want to fly Mutalisks into Archons. They hurt a lot. So there we go. Send the Mutalisks across. Ton of roaches behind this. Worker count still solid. At this stage, it probably would have been good to go for the 4th base, but it's alright. No lag. What? Oh, I think there was a little bit of time when there was a bit of a lag thing here. Okay, the Archon Immortal push is coming in. This is a very strong push coming in from the Protoss player. Those Archons are really shredding through everything. Zealot warp-ins behind that doing some decent work. The Immortals obviously kicking absolute roach butt. And this base is in serious trouble. 4th base has been acquired behind this. At the same time, the Mutalisks are having a great time in the mineral lines, getting a lot of damage done. So it's 12 workers versus 42 at this point. Couple more DTs being warped in. Drones running to their death. Yeah, goodbye. Ooh, look at that Archon getting rid of 2 drones at the same time. Mutalisks on their way back because they're not doing anything useful there. Should probably have gone into the natural, but hey. And here we go. Protoss pushing once again. A little bit hesitant on his push here. Force fields doing some good work. The War Prism gets taken out by the Mutalisks, and the Mutalisks get taken out by the Archons. But they are buying a little bit of time. Roach is derping around trying to get through the force fields. That's obviously not going to happen. Supply still in favor here. 114 to 62. Roaches, though, they don't really do well against this army. And this Protoss army moving in is pretty scary. But those Archons are, well, this one is on low shield. I was attempting here at some point to do some magic boxing, which didn't go, okay, it went terribly. Yeah, Mutalisks are starting to fall, but the Archons are low. The Immortals are also starting to take a little bit damage, and this Protoss army really, it's not much left of it. Then the Protoss leaves by saying noob. Absolutely wonderful. Alright, poor execution. I'm going to show you another one. So the map this time is Dragon Scales, and the Protoss in the top left is Gecko. What a nice Protoss player. Doesn't get very cheesy. And once again, Blue Zerg, Isle. Yeah. A better 12 pool actually this time. No incorrect workers. In the previous game I actually made a worker. I defaulted into making a worker. So now it's an actual 12 pool. Protoss are going to go full pylon on the low ground. Pretty standard stuff from a Protoss player, although I say standard, but the gateway is really delayed. Really delayed. Right? It's just me. Okay, Senor Protoss notices something is fishy. Why is there nothing here? Let me go look in the main base. What could be there? And at that point, it dawns on him. Dum dum dum. 12 pool. Oh no. So now we rush away. Get ready to defend. So he actually went Nexus first. Ah, I remember now. He went Nexus first. Probe's gonna block this hatchery, which means it's time to make a queen. Yeah, and as soon as you can, go into the hatchery. Isn't it weird? This base bothers me. This little circle doesn't line up with the hatchery. That's frustrating. I don't know why, but that bothers me. Probably a lot more than it should. Ton of links coming up. Protoss gets nervous and makes a forge as well as a double gateway. Fully walls himself off. Now, this has dealt the damage. The 12 pool already has dealt the damage without dealing any damage. Okay, again, this is diamond level, so, you know, take it for what it's worth. But we see a couple of photon cannons coming behind this. And, Zerglings, what you doing over there? Hey, there we go. Another gateway coming up. So if you had to calculate the mineral value here, you got the forge plus 2 cannons plus the extra gateway. So that's 150, 150, that's 300. Math. 150, 150, 300 again. That's 600 minerals that is wasted on structures that are not actually helping right now. Plus, Protoss is thrown off a little bit and walk away with 8 Zerglings. I actually only make 8 Zerglings. Oh my goodness. How funny is that? You actually should be having 10. 10 is the ideal number that you want. This drone going for a little dally around, and third base is going to come up nice and early. I mean, I guess it's not super early, but 3 minutes, that's not a bad timing for a third base. Well, it would have been 3 minutes. Hey, there it is. Oh my goodness. Zealots. Follow-up from the Protoss is going to be, I don't know. So, I don't often see Nexus first. And I can't really tell what the benefit is of Nexus first, especially if you're saving up Chronos. Because say Mr. Protoss was spending his Chronos and pumping out a massive economy, his work account, he should pretty much be saturated on these two bases at this point. But yeah, unlucky Mr. Protoss, it is Diamond League. So, you know, also inject. Thank you. This queen's just gone MIA. Just given up on actually doing queenly things. It's not even spreading creep. Come on, queens. What are you paid for? You're just standing around. Absolutely doing nothing. Overlord's moving around, and now we see more gateways. +1 coming up nice and early. That's the advantage, I guess, of having the early forge, is you get those upgrades. Roach Warren and Evo Chamber once again. The droning has been a little bit better, but not amazing. Because at this stage, you know, there's still room for a lot more drones. This should be going up to 66 workers as soon as possible. Getting those structures in the meantime, the double gas and the Evo and the Roach Warren, but for the most part it should only be drones from here. I do make a bunch of queens as well because I'm obviously nervous for things like Stargate. But yeah, we have the Robo facility up here in an odd location, and the Protoss has now decided to take this as a 2-base all-in. Still, the work account for the Protoss is, I mean, I can't, not too much judgment. Their work account for both places is pretty horrendous. But yeah, definitely could have had full 2-base saturation at this point. Has got a lot of gases though. That being said, that's full 4 gas, which I think is also odd considering the follow-up, which you'll kind of see now. Templar Archives, so it's going to be another Archon push. We do see Charge and Gateway finally going to be finishing up. Warp Gate, that is. Still more droning. That's 4 more. A bunch of Lings, because once again, I got scared. But now that I look back at it, I really could have played super... Ooh, it's going to be Adepts. I could have played super greedy here and just gone for a ton more workers, because these Lings actually right now, they're not doing anything. And until they've got speed, they're still not really going to be doing anything. So actually, and this is the hard part about playing Zerg. I know there's a lot of memes and stuff about the difficulties. Each race has their own difficulties, but the difficulty with Zerg is knowing when to build units and when to build workers. And ideally, if you're Cyril, you squeeze out as many workers as you can before building any units at all. Now, I am not Cyril, not by any stretch. I'm not even Cyril's, you know, thumb. But that would be the main concept. Finally, 57 workers. So not quite full saturation just yet. Actually, why is it 57? Gases. Yeah, 66. You would want to go up to maybe a 4th base at this point. 4th base should have already come up. The minerals are there. But we see our Protoss player ferrying Archons across and getting ready for a little bit of attack. Gonna be an Adept kind of Glaives build, which you don't see all that often. Not a bad build, but yeah, not really there at the moment. Super supply blocked. Look at the amount of pylons. That is what you call investing for the future, making sure there are enough pylons to go around. In a little, what's that, like a little, just a half moonish type of thing. Anyway, here we see our Protoss player moving out with a couple of Archons, few Adepts, big warp in, and some Zealots. So it's going to be an all-out attack from the Protoss player. But lots of Roaches and some Ravages behind us. 152 supply to 98. Zerglings going for the biggest wraparound in the history. They're doing the cross country here. Queens and Roaches to defend here. Zerglings come in from the side. The Archons, they're stuck fighting Zerglings, which is alright. First Archon goes down, second Archon goes down, third Archon goes down. Reinforcements are going to be zealots with charge. That's always very good, but the supplies at this stage do not lie. And the Protoss army kind of just crumbles under this Roach, Ravager, and a few lings. Depends. So there you go. There is... Wow. We have a lot of commenters here, but this one's at least nice. How did you get that eco after 12 pool? Haha, he didn't know that that was my plan all along. But anyway, yeah, there we go. Couple of games from what I played on the ladder. I thought it's fun to share with you and a little bit of my thought process. Now again, these are not my builds, these are just stuff that I've seen other people do. And it seems to be really effective because I've been having a hard time against Protoss with my Zerg. And yeah, going into this early aggression before super greed seems to be quite effective. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Ladder Heroes. If you have a replay of an awesome game or just, you know, any funny game, anything that happened when you were playing on the ladder, please feel free to share it with me. I have an email below that you can send a replay file straight onto there. If you want to, you can also just comment on the video and I'll get back to you and find a way to get your replay so that I can cast it on my channel. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more StarCraft content. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one.